So now we have been going more than 10 months, I believe, in the pandemic, and a lot of things have happened in the last 10 months that has added uncertainty in our daily lives. So this video is going to be more about how to deal with uncertainty. The reasons I wanted to do this video is because I think a lot about this in terms of a stoicism, philosophical way that I apply into my life, and I just want to share my perspective with you guys. Now, what I'm going to talk about uncertainty, yes, and I'm going to talk about uncertainty in general and how to cope with it. But more importantly, I want to address specifically how to address uncertainty in your life. It doesn't matter in what situation you're in. I want this to be applicable for you when you're going through a phase of your life, whether it's a career change, a whole life change that you didn't expect it, or that you are not aware what's going to happen in your future and you worry about that. That is more particularly one I want to address, because this is always going to continue to happen over time. The pandemic may phase out eventually, and it will phase out eventually thanks to the vaccines and science and whatever happens in the next few months. But life is going to continue on, and in your own little micro universe, things are going to happen that are going to fill you with uncertainty, and you won't know what probably to do. And I'm going to give you some ideas on how to better address those issues. So let's hop right in. The first thing that I want to suggest is that when you go into a phase of uncertainty, your brain is going to create all these chemicals, cortisol. That is the chemical or the stuff that happens in your brain that actives the fight or flight mechanism, and that's where you're going to sweat, and that's where your heart rate is going to go up, and that's where you're feeling all creeped out about some situation. And the first thing that we need to do is to lower that cortisol down, and that is easily achievable with meditation, with mindfulness meditation, and that is being aware of your breath and sticking to it for more than 10 minutes. I say more than 10 minutes because that is where you'll feel noticeable results by just breathe out, close your eyes, and stay in that continuous flow. And then you'll see that if you stay in that flow, your body will start to calm down, the cortisol will start to level out, and then your mind will gain clarity, which is what we want. We want your mind to think clearly, because if your cortisol is up, your mind is going to be all over the place, and you won't be able to do good decisions. You won't be able to think of creative decisions that will paint pictures of what is achievable or what is possible. Another way to drive down cortisol levels is to think uncertainty as waves, as in ocean waves. Life is like that. Waves come and go, and you feel the wave with the uncertainty, but then you feel when the wave goes down and you calm down, and that's the point where the cortisol levels go down. So think of life as that. There's nothing permanent. It always goes up and down, and once you feel like you can be in that space, that's will you'll be able to calm down and have more creative ideas. So visualize uncertainty in that way, and maybe that will help to better deal with it. So once you have your cortisol levels down, that's when you can have creative ideas. And these ideas that you're going to draw or write on a piece of paper, then your creative juices will go flowing, and you can start thinking, well, okay, what will happen if this catastrophe happens that I'm imagine it on my mind, which we all know it never happens, but let's say that it does. Then if X happens, which is the catastrophe, you can do Y. Okay, you can. If you fall on bad times, you can say, well, if I fall on bad times, I could always do this, X, Y, Z. Make a list of things that you can do if the worst happens. Hey, maybe I have to go live with my parents again, or maybe I have to cut expensive. Like, well, I can always sell all my stuff and move. There's always something. Maybe the options that I just said right now are not applicable at all in your life, but you can think of something that you can mitigate the result of a personal catastrophe happening in your life. And don't take it from me, that idea comes from the book from Dale Carnegie, Stop Worrying and Start Living. I believe that's the title. I'll put the name of the book in the description. But that is certainly one thing that you can do to mitigate any risk that may happen in your life that could not happen, it's possible that may not happen at all. The other thing, and this is very, very, at least important to myself, right, is that you are always responsible for your life. It's very easy to blame whatever circumstances is happening in your life to external forces. Oh, it's for example, the go-to entity to blame is the government. Oh, the government, the politicians, right, left, whatever. It's easy to blame external sources, but really, you are in control of your life. There's no savior out there that will save you from your problems. And that is very important for me to tell to you guys, because everybody is saying that, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are blaming outside sources for what happens in their own personal lives, but that is really an excuse. You can always do something, at least a little thing, to change the outcome, to change, I don't want to say fate or destiny, because those are woo-woo terms that I don't buy into, right? There is no fate and there is no destiny. There's just life. And the decisions that you do can always have an effect in your life, no matter how small they are. And so, yes, you can blame the economy of some things, but have you ever read a book on how to correct your financial situation? Have you ever taken that action? If not, then probably it's good to go to Amazon or whatever and buy a book on financial freedom or how to get out of debt or so on and so forth. There's always things that you can do. You can search in the internet and you can search for organizations that may help you with a particular situation in your life. Whether that is that you want to achieve something, maybe you want to open a business and you don't have resources of opening a business, but there's always organizations or groups out there that can help you, guide you, and how to go about building a business. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something negative. It always can be something also positive. For example, I'm going to talk about something that's happened to me recently. I've discovered, based on the data of me posting videos weekly since 6 months ago that I started posting on a weekly basis, that the videos that people resonate more are mindset videos. Those are the videos that get more views, more reactions, more comments, and I made the decision that I'm going to concentrate more on posting mindset videos. It's not that I'm going to stop posting about business or ideas that also can tie into self-development, but now I'm going to be focusing more on posting these kinds of videos because those are the videos that my people are reacting to. So that's a form of iteration. That's a form of testing the waters. So see what you can test and go from there. One final thing that I want to say is that life is not black and white. There's no particular set of ideas or dogma or whatever you want to call it that has an all around solution for every problem in life. Life doesn't work that way. For every particular problem or situation, there's a particular solution that goes against the grain of every set of norms or every set of expectations or beliefs that you have on how to approach and address the situation. So if you start with the point of view that life is not black and white, then you can start to seeing what other ideas and solutions you can pop up with to solve your own problems. It's just what Liam Neeson says in Taken. He has a particular set of skills for a particular situational problem. So think of those terms. Think of like, for this particular problem, yes, I believe before that these ideas I had before could solve this particular problem, but they're not working. So how else could I approach this? So to quickly recap, these are the things that you can do to lower uncertainty in your life. Remember, meditate to draw your cortisol levels down. Visualize uncertainty as waves. It goes up, it goes down. Nothing is permanent. If you realize that nothing is permanent, you'll feel a sense that this too shall pass. Picture the worst thing that can happen in your life and make a list of what actions you can take in order to mitigate those risks. Do not expect a savior. You're always responsible for your life. There's always an action that you can take yourself to get yourself out of a particular situation. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. It helps the channel keep going, and I'll see you on the next video.